Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay and this is Life with Lindsay. Today we have a post review for you, but if you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I do mainly diamond painting, some other crafting related content, and I would love if you would like, subscribe, hit the bell, hop aboard the Hot Mess Express. Let's all be friends. If you've been here before, hi, welcome. Sorry, I definitely feel like there's something stuck in my throat, so that's super fun. Great way to kick off the video. But a whip and chat, a post review is when I share all of my thoughts and opinions, the good, the bad, the ugly, on a canvas that I have recently completed. I do pride myself on being as honest and authentic with you guys as possible because it doesn't benefit anybody if I'm just out here lying. But keep in mind, things that are important to me may not be important to you and vice versa. So let's get into this. This is Shamrock Elf. This is a Hannah Lynn kit. It is part of the Overseas collection from Dreamer Designs. I did have somebody ask me, what is the Overseas collection? And I'm so behind on comments right now, you guys. So I apologize. I haven't responded to like any of them. But Dreamer Designs now has a second collection that they call the Overseas collection. And those are more of their small and mid-sized kits. Typically, those kits are available in both round and square. If you saw the unboxing for this one, which if you haven't, I will link that one up in the eye. I did reach out to them because I had heard some chatter that the round drills from the Overseas collection may actually be acrylic, despite it saying resin on their website. And they did confirm that not only are the rounds for their Overseas, but also their US collection are all acrylic drills. So I chose to do this one in round. I had heard some other people have a little bit of difficulty with their square kits and the drill field being super tight. So I didn't want to go into this with setting myself up for failure. So I will say there were a couple things right off the bat that I found problematic, and I will go over those here with you in a minute. But before we get into all of that, let's get into the nitty gritty. This is a 40 by 50. Both sizes, both round and square, are rendered as a 40 by 50. This one has 51 colors, including 3 ABs. Surprisingly, the 5200 in here is not navy or a crystal. They've been doing a lot of crystal 5200s lately. But the colors that they chose for this, there was a yellow, or like an orange. I guess it was yellow. Yellow, green, and red ABs. And I oftentimes feel like Dreamer Designs tends to put special drills all over the place to be like, look at us, we have special drills. But in this one, I think it was really well done. Particularly down here, like the way the sun is catching it on the actual mushroom. And then just little sprinkles in the grass. And then, again, up through her little clover hat. I thought there was a little bit of a missed opportunity for them to do the rainbow in either all, like, crystal or all AB. And the eyes, they have the green one. Is it the green one? They have 2 of the colors in the eyes. So I thought that if you were going to doctor something, that would be what I would recommend. But I completed this canvas in 6 days in a total of 19 hours and 14 minutes. Like I said, there were some issues. There were some good things. There were some bad things. Let me grab the drills first. Let's start there. And keep in mind, when I tell you guys how long I worked on something, it's not because it's a race or a competition. I personally keep track of those things so that I can remind my body to get up and move. If I sit for too long, I do end up with a lot of like swelling in my feet, and it's not very good. So let's start here right off the bat. Here is all of the trash I had. The trash was very, very minimal, like very minimal. I didn't have any concerns that I was going to run out of any color. Here's what I have left for the black, the 310. Guys, words are so hard. But I mean, I guess you guys can see there's like a decent amount of every color. The colors on this were really vibrant, despite the fact that these were acrylic drills, which some people will only do resin drills. Some people have no problem with acrylic drills. Some people don't know the difference between resin and acrylic drills. The price does reflect it. It is a $5 difference between the round and the square, but honestly, I just thought that was because the squares are smaller, so they require more drills. The only other company that I can think of off the top of my head that did a difference in price when it was round and square at the same size was DIY Moonshop. And that was a significant difference, if I remember correctly. But anyway, I really enjoyed the drill quality on this was nice. That was one of the things I did enjoy. I don't mind that they are acrylic drills. I do wish that it was reflected as so. Now, I have not gone back to look at the website since I reached out to Dreamer Designs customer service to ask them if that was indeed true or not. One thing I will say about this canvas, I love how she's rendered. I was really, really hesitant because if you guys are part of the Dreamer Designs Facebook group, somebody had completed one of the other overseas collections, and her skin was rendered terribly. The blending was really not great. Now, I will say this looks better in camera than it does in person. Her skin is far more red than I was expecting. I don't know if I have the original art with me. Yeah, let's show you guys this. So here's, you can see there is definitely redness in her cheeks, but like that is much, much darker. And the freckles are just red spots, which I kind of was not really expecting that. I mean, focus. Maybe. I guess they are kind of reddish here. I thought they were going to be a brown tone. That doesn't bother me as much, but I can overlook some of the shading choices. I will say some of the things I really loved rendering-wise, the way the clouds came out with the little curly cues and the definition, and the highlighting across her face definitely is like this. I am terrible at art. Okay. I can't draw. I am not one of those people that can from memory draw like where a shadow is. My brain just cannot wrap around like where light and dark is supposed to be in a natural setting versus with artificial light and things like that, which is why I don't do any adult coloring because I cannot figure that out. But you can definitely tell this right here is where like a band of light is going across her face, and it does come across that way, but the neck looks like she's wearing a choker of pale skin. And the blending could have been better. I think that Dreamer Designs should honestly go back to the drawing board when it comes to these Hannah Lynn kits and just make sure they're softening the way they blend it, because some of it is very harsh. Now, that's to be said with all companies that have done Hannah Lynn's. Some have done them better than others, but I feel like the color choices here are a little bit harsher than I would have liked. Moving down, she's just super cute. I love the way the little mushroom looks. Let's talk about some things that I didn't love, though. This is where my opinions definitely go, oh, hey, they're really good. Now let's just talk about all the things that I disliked. So, let's start with this. And I do have pictures, and I will insert them throughout the video for what I'm talking about if I have them. So this is H, this is M. They looked almost exactly the same on the canvas. As you can see, they are very, very similar in shade. They're just one DMC apart. And they were right on top of each other, so that did make things a little less fun. This is going to be where I kind of go off the rails. But I did have some issues with the glue. It was definitely really, like, it hadn't fully cured, which I've dealt with that with other companies, but I've not dealt with that with the Dreamer Designs as of yet. Doesn't mean that it's not an issue that has been tackled or addressed or anything like that. One thing I didn't have any issues with when it came to the drills was there was no static. None of the drills were stuck together. So that portion of working on the canvas was really wonderful. Okay, so these three colors, they are all a green tone with a white symbol. I feel like this is trying to blur things out here. And this was... Oh, I feel like I'm about to drop that off my desk. Let's get that here. All down in here, the shades all overlapped each other. You can see they're very similar in tone, especially these two. I couldn't tell them apart. And I don't just mean like, oh, they were a little bit difficult. So one issue that I've had, let me move this so you guys can see her pretty face at least. One issue that I have always had with Dreamer Designs from the very first canvas that I worked on up until the last one that I've completed, I have always found Dreamer Designs to oversaturate their printing. What I mean by that is that the colors that they print on the actual canvas themselves are so rich and so deep that sometimes it makes it hard to visually see what I'm working on. But with that also comes blurry symbols hand in hand. These had some very, very blurry symbols. When I tell you guys the 3 of these were a problem, I literally, like no exaggeration, I had to pull out a black light flashlight. I don't know if because I have like studio lights on right now, if this will make a difference. But what I had to do, because they were all together, is I had to light them up so that I could see the white symbol on the canvas to tell, was it the Y, the down arrow, or the half circle. And like I said, I don't know if I've already inserted them or I'll insert them here, but I have pictures of it. When you have to prop a camera to try to get the overhead lighting, because the studio lighting wasn't helping for that. I had to turn off the light pad because underneath it was making it worse. And then I turned off all those lights and I would have to hold the black light flashlight and differentiate between which ones. Am I 100% sure I got them all? No. No, I'm not. But that is something that I don't know if other people are having similar issues. I did have somebody mention in my latest Whip and Chat that they are also watching this. So I'm really curious if you've completed this. Let me know if you had similar issues and if yours was round or square. But when I tell you that I avoided certain sections because I knew it was going to mean I had to hold a black light flashlight. But the overall effect, she's super, super cute. Am I running out and jumping out there and buying more of the overseas collections right now? Maybe. If you are willing to deal with the issues that I've mentioned here, with the blurry symbols and the oversaturation. I know some people don't mind the oversaturation, but for me, the combination of the blurry symbols and then being so blurry that they are indecipherable made this a little bit more problematic than I expected. It did only take me 6 days to work on this. I did expect to finish this in about 4 to 5. And I think part of that was because I did have to jump through the ringer to make it work. But the overall image, she's really cute. The colors are beautiful. It's very true to the original image. Like I said, I don't love the way her skin was rendered, but her eyes are absolutely incredible. So if you are somebody who can maneuver around those things, I would definitely say check it out. I will say I ordered this. You guys are going to see this before you see the second half of my unboxing. I did order a second Hannah-Lynn from the overseas collection, and upon immediate like eyeballs on canvas, this one was the easier to read one. So I'm very curious, spoiler alert, I'm very curious to see how the other one will work up and if I will have similar issues or if it's, despite them being blurry, they're different enough that I can tell what's what. We'll see. And obviously I'll keep you guys posted. But I don't know if I really have anything else. I enjoyed the overall on this. I like the size. I like the mid-size kits. This is a 40 by 50. I've done a lot of the 40 by 60-ish Hannah-Lynn kits. Anything 40 by 60 to 50 by 70-ish is like my sweet spot. And so for me, I enjoy the fact that they are releasing some of Hannah's kits in anything that's smaller than a 60 by 80. I will be working on the Hannah-Lynn mystery kit after I've fixed up my other I'm going to do 3 Hannah-Lynns in a row. And if you'd like to see the unboxing for that one, I will leave that up in the eye. It does contain spoilers, so just keep that in mind. But I don't think I'm going to have similar issues with that one as I did with this because that canvas is printed in black and white, so I don't have those saturation issues. And the symbol quality looked totally different, but I'm very intrigued. I do like that they have some of these smaller kits. 60 by 80 is just a struggle on my desk, yet I'm about to make it happen. But I think that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, I enjoyed this overall. Was it my favorite Hannah-Lynn that I've done in terms of the process? No. Do I absolutely love the final image? Yes. So for me, it was worth it. But if I notice a trend that the next one is also like that, I might pull back a little bit. But that's all I got for you guys for this one. If you made it all the way to the end, leave me some sort of clover or rainbow or cloud or something along those lines so I know you made it all the way to the end. If you have completed a kit from the overseas collection, let me know your thoughts down below. I am very, very interested. And please let us know if you got round or square, because I'm hearing very different things. And I just wasn't willing to get a square going into it knowing that it was going to be too tight. So if that was your situation, please let us know. I'd love to hear from you. But I'm going to get out of here before I ramble too much more. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like this or nothing like this at all, please make sure to give this video 2 thumbs up. One real life, one virtual. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Come, join the Sparkle Squad. And while you're there, hit that notification bell. I do not operate on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time, and I record when my tiny human is sleeping or sleeping. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys!